crushing win earlier. Can Feeney bounce back and win our second race here in Tassie today? Very even start. And Feeney commands the lead into turn one from Randall. McCauley's up on the outside, trying to argue hard with Golding for that third spot at the moment. They'll be side by side on cold tyres through three. And I think Golding's cleared him, but what a great start for Feeney. He's bolted down here, and trouble, unfortunately, for Ryan Wood. So we'll catch up on that story for you. But plenty of fresh air in favour of Feeney into the hairpin for the first lap.
How's that for an opening lap? For Feeney, off the line perfectly, and is able to command a serious gap. He's almost got a second lead right now, only half a lap around, but we'll find out what happened there with Ryan Wood to point the opposite direction there at turn two. There's clearly been some contact.
Huge congestion at the end of the back straight on the opening lap as everybody tries to find a position where you can make a cheap pass pretty quickly early. They're much harder to achieve later in the race. The official margin up front's 0.6 of a second between Feeney and Randall, but that's a beautiful opening lap for Brock.
Great shot.
The sun setting in the background over the top of the curbing there. And Feeney from Randall, from Golding. McCauley's hung on to his force plates, and there he is. Remember, he got in strife with Will Davison early on, and race control noting the incident between cars 2 and 3 in the first couple of corners. So beyond McCauley, we've got Percat forward, Reynolds, Waters, LeBrock, and Payne is our 10, as De Pasquale tries to march forward in the DeWalt entry up on the outside.
It's a wild spot.
The replay of the start shows a nice jump by Feeney. The secondary part of it looked a bit more encouraging for Randall, but then he dropped in and had to defend, had to take a tight line, and got a bit boxed in by everybody down there and got some push and shove going. And this is the incident at the back of the pack. Looking across from the poleman's roof to the front row of the grid. He grabbed second gear very early then, and that was to minimise the wheel spin, Brock Feeney. And look at this, he's just making ground while the rest of them have all got their elbows up. Still don't really fully understand what happened to Ryan here. This might tell us a little bit more of the story.
So I think you'll look for Aaron Cameron. So when they top the rise here, there's Aaron Cameron, and there's the bump.
Right, there you go. So you were all over it. So they've had awkward contact down there. Driving standards advised from the stewards will review that one. David Reynolds and Bryce Forward. So that angle maybe doesn't tell us the whole story. There could well have been some contact there that just helped Bryce in that process. That's the right terminology. Live pictures bottom right of screen as we keep looking at these replays. They'll be trying to thread the needle, and that's not going to be any easy task.
And the other one to look out for too, off the road goes Cooper Murray, and just in front of Cooper Murray was also a big spin there. So when you look at the cars and the way that they get that corner, the little bump, immediately as soon as the wheel contact, off the road he went, and Stanaway then rotated. There you go. So just a little bump, big enough bump to have it right out sideways. He gathered it up nicely. Good save there by Will Brown. You can see the damage on the back of the car.
Unless there's more to the story, which there may be, he might be in a spot of bother for that one. Bit of radio chat just going on in the background at the moment, so plenty of vigour out there as they all argue the case.
Will Brandon said, oh God, I don't know what to do. When you're the series leader and you're battling with Mostert, and he's down in 10th and 11th there. We've got a world championship going down there for 10th and 11th. He's had about 14 goes at it, and he still can't get him.
So that's Brodie, who's made a move here. And this is hurting Will Brown as David Reynolds comes in for his compulsory stop, and now they bring Will in as well. Now this was near enough to a record-breaking stop earlier in the day.
Standing by, go, go, go.
They got their act together with those pit stops at the moment, haven't they?
Unbelievable, isn't it? So this is going to be relatively close, but been able to prevail. I couldn't see the other side of the car, so I really only saw the left-hand side.
Do you have X-ray vision? What's the matter with you?
So we'll get you up to speed as to what they did there on Feeney's car, but it looked like it was going to be a 4-tyre stop with the way they were setting up.
Okay, so we just got Scott Sinclair confirming with us that that was 4.
And the stop was still in the 6s by the look of our numbers. So
yeah, it's and honestly just it's so impressive with the way they get those wheels and tyres on for those stops. So Feeney battling big time here with Randall up at turn 6. So this is on for young and old. They started on the front row together and they're locked in combat here. There was a margin prior to the pit stops. There's not anymore. And this is what I was talking about with that blend. And Macaulay Jones,
Macca's leading.
I was going to say Macaulay Jones has benefited from all of this.
Totally. So he jumped Golding because they were, remember, the other way around. Golding, he was 4th, Macca was 4th. But with their pit stop, they must have done 2 tyres because he's jumped the whole lot. He's come out in the lead.
Escaping Macaulay Jones rear tyres, Golding right side tyres, but big celebrations in pit lanes by Brad Jones Racing to get him out in front of Golding.
Well, this would be the first time in a genuine sprint race format like this that Macaulay Jones is leading a race.
And so that's by virtue of the different stationery, because they did the 2 rears on the Pizza Hut car, where you saw the 4 wheels and tyres on the Red Bull Ampol car. So you get it again in rounded terms, typically about 4 seconds, assuming that both parties did the stop efficiently. And so that's the translation difference on the racetrack. So this could be a very big moment here for Macaulay. Win, lose or draw, he's in the game here.
Totally. So the first part of this was to get by Golding. As it turned out, when he popped out onto the circuit, he got by Randall and Feeney.
Heart rate monitor on Brad Jones would be handy at the moment. Oh, some traffic involved in all of this here as they try and negotiate their way with Nick Percat.
Percat's in the lead of the whole lot. Percat's in the lead of the whole lot.
Well, we missed
he's
him.
grabbed the whole lot.
Wow, well, they did that last year and played a very good strategy game. So he's also looking strong here. So Percat, Murray's also come into the lane.
This is on.
Chip played to car 31.
This is on. This is on now. So they've been able to get by in terms of Feeney and Randall on Macca.
So this
but they can't at the moment do anything about Percat.
This is the lead group that we're looking at here, and what a group. How tight are these cars? It's fantastic. You got Percat, Feeney, Randall, Jones.
5 teams in the top 5. So 5 different teams at the pointy end of this race right now, and Percat is a hardcore racer. This will not be an easy pass.
So those that have not stopped include Cam Waters, Andre Heimgartner and James Courtney. Everybody else in the field at the moment's done their thing, and it's headed by the Bendix racer, and that's Nick Percat. And he's got Brock Feeney right on his hammer here at the moment. And this is the effective battle for the lead once the last 3 do their final stop.
And the more that they battle on the racetrack, the more this could be helping Cam Waters. If they take 2 tyres, and they might grab all of these guys on the racetrack right now.
Yeah, I was about to say exactly the same thing. Well done, Chad. Because if he pops out, he could be leading this race. This is on. Here's Percat, the leader, over the hill. Here comes Waters. Does he get by? He does, but he pops into effectively equal second. He won't be able to stay on the right-hand side, and Randall, his teammate, looks after him.
Have a look at that freight train. Now for Waters, this is an ice cream headache. He's on cold tyres, but he finds himself parachuted into the middle of the most intense battle. So he's got to get those tyres up to temp and pressure, and this is going to be a hell of a job for him by the time he gets down to turn 6. So Percat ran that lap longer, and that made the difference to be able to get him into a primary position here. What a race we've got unfolding this afternoon as we see Randall bringing out the dust and dirt on the outside. He's got Jones all over him, and they're all assaulting Waters on a cold tyre. Underneath them here as well, we've got Golding. He's on the inside of Waters. There's some hip and shoulder involved in that. Meantime, for the effective lead, these two are fully at it at the moment as well, for both Percat and for Feeney. Our race leader, though, is still Heimgartner and Courtney in behind, but have a go at this pack.
And not just far behind either. Matt Payne's pulled straight into this battle, and so's David Reynolds. So those 2 cars in behind are absolutely there. Now watch Percat. He's done the same thing as Mostyn. He turns it down early, and he takes the opportunity for Feeney away from firing down the inside. He's in a good spot this time, Croppo.
Looking from the rear bumper of Nick Percat's Bendix car at the Red Bull Ampol racer of Brock Feeney. Nothing between those two cars up the back straight. Feeney trying to figure out a crisscross manoeuvre, up high, down low, trying to see whether or not he can unsettle him, moving around in the mirrors. He's underneath him and they make side-to-side contact and he grabs him to cross the line clear of car number 10. So that was a nice move. Big pressure at the front of this field at the moment.
Nice manoeuvre, very nice manoeuvre. I thought that Nick might have given him a bump over the hill after that, but he was not quite in contact. And the 4-tyre versus 2-tyre scenario has played into Brock Feeney's hands. And I don't reckon that's a spot that he will have done that by himself, Neil.
Well, as we were looking at the replay on the bottom of our timing monitor, the computer's showing race control noting an incident between cars 4 and 14. We're looking at car 4, so I'm tipping that car 14 is the other one that may well have been involved in this. We'll go back and see whether we can dig out the replay to tell more of the story. No. So that's a different, maybe this is a different thing. So that's Di Pasquale that was down the inside of Cam Hill, but maybe there's some other.
So,
hang on.
Oh, so that's the previous lap.
Yeah, so this is, there's more to the story. Yeah. All you have to do is wait and watch, Neil. Last corner here for Brock Feeney, who's done a mighty job today, and what an impressive performance as he rounds up the last corner, and he makes it 2 from 2 so far in Tassie for a strong performance, maximum points, plus the bonus points for the fastest lap.
How's that to win your 100th race, huh?
We'll confirm these results for you and come back to that. So top 10 covered by 12 seconds in the end. Well done to Brock Feeney and Red Bull for cleaning that one up. A little over 2.5 seconds, the done job there in the end. And Nick Percat from Cam Waters, followed by Tom Randall. Macaulay Jones, it's career best result for him in position number 5, well done. And then James Golding, Matty Payne. Jackson Evans continues to have a bright weekend in the SCT Logistics entry from David Reynolds. That'll be welcome relief to be inside the top 10 for him.